Hello, my name is Mizuho Iinuma. I am an assistant professor at Tokyo University of Technology. Today I would like to speak about our graduation thesis seminar called Educational Contents Design. At our university, we have different types of thesis seminars that are offered, and at our project, we are dealing with issues of designing educational content, and also on learning and education. Our graduation seminar is, as I said before, it's called Educational Contents Design, and I am offering this project with Professor Hiroaki Chiokura, and we have three different research theme that we are dealing with in our project. And one is to promote and support learning in various contexts, such as school, as well as in informal educational settings, such as museums, community center, and so on. And also, we are developing new media technology, and we are also designing educational content. These three themes, educational technology, learning, and content, as shown here, these three, we find that these three do not really exist in separate terms, but they are related to each other when we speak of educational contents. For example, in developing new media technology, we find it very important to implement these media technology in different educational settings and conduct experiments on their effectiveness in learning. And in doing so, we try to apply different learning theories. And also, in designing digital educational content, we integrate the new technology as well as apply different learning theories in designing effective content. Next, I would like to introduce some of the educational content that were created by our students. I'm going to introduce student work by Naoto Tamura. The title of his research was called Creating Educational Contents to Support UNESCO World Heritage Site, Churches and Christian Sites of Nagasaki, Japan. Churches and Christian sites of Nagasaki are registered in the tentative list of UNESCO World Heritage Site in January year 2007. This is actually the map of the churches and the Christian sites that are registered today as part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's listed in the tentative list. As you can see, these are all the churches and Christian sites that exist today. Nagasaki is located in the southern part of Japan. It is a prefecture located in the south, and we have especially worked in this area of Nagasaki called Goto City. These are small islands. It consists of small islands, and there are many churches that are cultural capital in this area. Now, in this project, the students have developed educational content using digital text, and in this digital text, the learners can learn about the history of Nagasaki Prefecture and Christianity in Japan. For example, these are written in Japanese, but these are topics that these learners can learn using this digital text. For example, relations of Nagasaki and Christianity in its history, learning about the churches, what is the World Heritage Site, Japanese registered World Heritage Site, and about Goto City, and so on. The churches and the Christian sites in Nagasaki, they actually tell a story of suppression of Christianity and the rebirth of Christianity in Japan. Christianity came in from Nagasaki, and there was a long period in which Christianity was suppressed by the government, and these churches and the sites tell a legacy of the Christians, Christian faith, and the rebirth of the Christianity in Japan. Now, along with these digital texts and images, the students have also created a number of 3D models to show the architectural design of these churches. I will show you one example. This is called Dozaki Church in Goto City. Now this 3D model is actually, it can be maneuvered like this through the Microsoft Excel sheet. So if you own a laptop or a personal computer, you can easily move the models like this. You can make it bigger or smaller, move it around, and see what the architecture was like. The model is created in a very lightweight data, so it's really easily, you could easily move it and see it in a very easy format. Now these 3D models can be applied onto Google Earth as a learning content as well, and this is an example of how we have applied the model onto the Google Earth. Okay. For example, the 3D model of the Dozaki Church can be positioned onto the Google Earth, such as this, like this, and the learner, by moving the Google Earth, can learn about the position of where the churches are located, how it is positioned in relation to its environment, as well as the geography of Nagasaki and the Goto City. And this is also, inputted into the digital text. So as the learner learns the content of these sites, they can also go into these Google Earth sites and see the models as well. Next, I would like to introduce another student project by a student called Yudai Kobayashi, and this is the title of the project is called Development of Digital Storybook to Support Literacy Education in Philippines. Philippines, as you may already know, the capital is located in Manila, and its official language is Tagalog and English. The literacy rate of the Philippines is 92.2%. It's very high, but actually the penetration rate of the computer at school and at home is not as high as this figure. And so in this project, the students have created a digital storybook so that the students in the Philippines can acquire literacy through the use of the digital storybook, and also the students can familiarize with the computer while learning the literacy skills. And also, another goal of this project is for the students and the children to learn to enjoy going to school. These are some of the pictures of the elementary school in a district called Cebu in Philippines that the students have actually visited. It's called Zapatera Elementary School. The student visited the school and spoke to the teachers and learned about the situation of the learning environment and so on. As this picture shows, it is a regular classroom, and the students are using textbooks to learn how to read and write. And they also have a small computer room, and the computer, as you can see, these are very old computers, second-hand computers. They are actually connected to the internet, but I was told that the students have to pay a certain amount of money to use these computers, and in the curriculum they learn how to maneuver the computers, but not for example, to turn on the computer and to type letters on the computer machine. And I'm going to show you the actual digital storybook that the students have created. The students have chosen a topic or a story called The Legend of the Pineapple, which is a very, very typical story in the Philippines. And it is a story of how a pineapple has become a very, very typical fruit in the Philippines.
Alamat ng pinya.
This storybook, you could click on the page and you can turn the pages. You can go back and forth by clicking the mouse. And in Tagalog, the narrator narrates the story as the written text changes as the narrator narrates the story. Just like a book, you could go back and forth. And the student has added some animation to make it a little bit more active.
Sa halip, dumaan ang mga araw, nanatiling nakaratay sa bani ng karamdaman si Aling Rosa. Hinintay ni Aling Rosa na idulog ni Pinang.
The music that is added to the storybook was also created by the students.
Hindi nagtagal, tinubuan ng mga supang ang mahiwagang halaman. Pinagyaman din ni Aling Rosa ang mga ito. Ang mga nahinog na bunga ay pinamigay niya sa mga kapitbahay na nasiyahan ng dahil sa lasa ng laman. Paglipat ng panahon, ang bunga ay tinawag ng lahat na kanya mula sa...
And this is the end of the book, and these are the illustration, narration, and music were all created by the students at this university, and it was directed by Yudai Kobayashi. Today I have spoken about our graduation thesis project called Educational Contents, and I have also introduced two of the students' work that are being done in our project. Thank you very much for listening.